LN Today's video will discuss about super hot movie Orlone Ranger. This time out, Tonto doesn't live to serve the masked man. He's a wandering spirit on his own mission of justice, disillusioned and driven mad by pain he endured decades ago. The Ranger, whose birth name is John Reid, has gone west to join his Texas Ranger brother, James Badgedale, who's in every other blockbuster these days. Reid meets Tonto shackled on a train with the repulsive outlaw Butch Cavendish, William Fichtner, who escapes, links up with his old outlaw gang, and wreaks havoc on Reid, Tonto, and the territory, but not in a vacuum. Butch may be a leering, scar-faced sadist who eats human flesh. Tonto refers to him as wendigo, says he's driven life out of balance, a law that Koyaanisqatsi poster's catchphrase, and carries a silver bullet to put him down. But in time we see that the outlaw is an expression of the American ID. Like the railroad baron, Tom Wilkinson, that he secretly serves, Butch expresses the will of the majority, even though the kindlier members of the majority hate to think of themselves in such unflattering terms. Misapprehend. Misread. Misunderstand. The film portrays its setting as a PG-13 version of Sergio Leone and Clint Eastwood's Every Man for Himself Hell's Cape. Granted, this has been the Western's default worldview since the 70s, but it's still startling to see it applied to The Lone Ranger. This myth is innately square, attuned to received wisdom about who runs the country and why it's okay. The character tried to migrate from the 1950s small screen to theaters in 1981 and failed, not just because the movie was weak, but because 7 years after Watergate and 6 years after the fall of Saigon, the notion of a poor person of color devoting himself to a middle-class white male savior didn't make sense anymore, if indeed it ever did. Intriguingly, there's evidence that the real-life basis for the Ranger was a black man. How do you adapt the Ranger for multicultural, post-9/11, post-financial meltdown America? That's the question. The filmmakers grapple with it amusingly, and throw in large-scale action, broad slapstick, and black comedy banter while they're at it. The United States Army. Reid exclaims at one point. Finally, someone who'll listen to Reese. The comedy movie is a genre of film that is intended to make the audience laugh through a series of jokes, comic incidents, or other funny antics.